Hello, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a timeless Akashic Tarot reading for you. And thank you so much for waiting so patiently for this. Life takes over sometimes. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Aries at this time, please? Messages for Aries at this time. Thank you. Your first card out is the number 16, Major Arcana, Caught in the Ruins. The second card for you, another Major Arcana, the number 21, Uriel and the Sphinx. Your third card, the Four of Scrolls, the Karmic Trench. And on the bottom of the deck, the Four of Keys, Clearing the Way. All these cards are really going together nicely. This card is obviously about clearing the way, clearing obstacles out of your way. You can see a couple there. Their house is in the distance, and they're trying to get to it, and he's got his axe out ready to clear the way with the downed tree. And if you work toward your goals consistently with effort and determination, you will reach your goals. I'm going to clarify these cards for you, Aries, with a few cards from the Everyday Witch Tarot. Spirit and angel guides, thank you for these beautiful messages for Aries. What are the clarifying messages from the Everyday Witch Tarot, please? Thank you. Clarifying Caught in the Ruins, the Ace of Swords. Clarifying the number 21, Uriel and the Sphinx, the Five of Pentacles. Clarifying the Karmic Trench, the Three of Cups. This is a beautiful reading for you, Aries. And on the bottom of the deck, the Tower. I tend to feel that the cards on the bottom of the deck clarify each other as well. So obviously, obstacles that you are clearing the way. Perhaps the tower has already fallen, and it's just a matter of cleaning up the mess now, Aries, so to speak. The tower is not a bad thing. You know, it's the universe trying to get our attention and telling us that the time for something, is beyond. Something is beyond its expiration date, and it's time to bring something down in order for something better to be reborn. Or that's how I choose to look at the tower anyway. It certainly can be things that are devastating at times, but not to minimize how anyone is feeling or what anyone is going through, but life is, 90% perspective, usually. 10% what happens to us, and 90% of how we choose to look at it and how we choose to deal with it. So the first card's out for you, the Caught in the Ruins card, number 16, from the Akashic Tarot. This is a card about being in pretty much a self-imposed prison, not to step on anyone's toes, but generally the situations that we get into at times, Aries, and I'm an Aries, so please don't anyone, think I'm not calling myself out on this as well. We we give so much of ourselves, in my opinion, that at times, if we don't feel that that's being reciprocated, it can feel like, we feel resentful sometimes, or angry or annoyed about that. And that is a self-imposed thing. If we could just speak up and say what we want and what we need, and I have difficulty with that at times. I'm trying to get better at it, but it's difficult. We think people should be able to know what we want if we've been with them for a long time, especially. They should just know what I need. And it can be difficult to express those feelings, but if we express those thoughts and feelings, then we can get out of that situation that we've created in our heads, maybe, as real as it may be in real life. Again, not minimizing anyone's plight, just speaking from my own experience. Sorry to go on so much, Aries, but this represents potentially an issue that's been going on in your life, some type of situation that you feel imprisoned, and clearly these two people can get out of this prison, and they just have to look up to see the way out. And so this is a reminder that you have the power to climb out of any situation, to have clarity over a situation. And with the Ace of Swords clarifying this card, this is a gift right now. A gift of clarity from the universe about a situation that you may feel imprisoned in. Maybe it's a gift of, it could be new ideas, some kind of health news even, but victory over this situation, whether it is self-imposed or not. But be sure that you're looking at those issues in your life, Aries, that may be forgive me, codependent relationships, situations where it's just more comfortable to just remain and be quiet than to speak up and to be heard. I'm just feeling that some of you may need to hear that. It's easier to just feel like it's just go along to get along, but you can only do that for so long. So at any rate, however this resonates with you, Aries, if there's some type of situation you feel imprisoned in, I'm sorry that was such a lengthy explanation. You have the power to cut things out of your life that no longer serve you. You have the power of new creativity, new ideas, inspiration. So remember that with this Ace of Swords, you definitely have the power to climb out of those ruins, to climb out of that imprisoned feeling. The next cards for you were the number 21, Uriel and the Sphinx, and the Five of Pentacles. This is also a major arcana in the Akashic Tarot, and Uriel is a divine messenger of transformation. So at this time, with this Tower card on the bottom, caught in the ruins, and the Ace of Swords, bringing clarity and perhaps new inspiration and ideas, you can call on Uriel to help you to break out of old thought patterns, old situations. If it is something to do with codependency, the Sphinx represents the passage of time and having to be dug out from the sands many times. And that's what Uriel can help you do, is to break those old thought patterns, chip away at those old mindsets and enlighten you, help you with transformation and enlightenment. And it's potentially a difficult, it's not an easy thing to do that. And speaking for myself again as being an Aries, sometimes for me the most difficult thing is recognizing those patterns. And it's taken me years to recognize certain patterns that I've had to relive over and over again before I finally understand and understood. And I'm still learning and probably will be until the day that I finally transform and leave this earth, or leave this body. But this card is a message that you can diligently work toward making changes so that you can build that strength within yourself. It's an initiation to your higher power. So the Five of Pentacles clarifying it can mean that, going through this situation, you just feel lost. You feel out in the cold. You feel alone and maybe even, abandoned, destitute. But you can call on Archangel Uriel to help you with this transformation. You can meditate and work on self-understanding and guidance and transformation. And this could also be an actual person. Uriel could actually be someone, a friend, a teacher, a mentor, a coworker, but it's a relationship that can be very profound for you. And this is work that you are doing to lead yourself to a higher power and a higher knowing. So you can carve out a new life for yourself, however you want to do that, Aries. That is the power that you have within you right now. The next cards for you, and as I said, these cards are just all going so well together because this is digging out of the karmic trench. It's recognizing those karmic patterns and recognizing those triggers and that giving you the ability to let that go, to release those karmic patterns. And when you can recognize them, as I said, for me, that is the hardest thing sometimes, is actually recognizing it. And comfort is a thief like that, Sometimes we have to take a step back to really see patterns in our lives, especially within ourselves. Because we all have had things that have happened to us, Aries, when we were children, or that were, left us, with impressions on ourselves that some of us don't even realize and have not recognized. This card is saying that you have the power to dig yourself out of the karmic trench. You can see the rows here that are ready to go. He's got seeds ready to be planted, but he's still digging in the same hole, digging deeper and deeper. And that represents the fact that you have to do the work to step out of the karmic trench, to recognize those patterns as they occur, recognize those triggers, to be able to respond instead of react, and make a choice in how you respond, obviously, so that you can step out of that karmic trench, and that you have the power to do that now and any time. But it's up to you to do the work, because if not, you could spend lifetimes trying to figure this out, Aries. So I feel personally that a lot of us have been going through a dark night of the soul for a very long time. And we are stepping out of it now. As Aries, we're back in our power. And the Three of Cups just rings so true with this, the celebration, the happiness, the success in being able to break those karmic patterns, and the power that it gives us over our emotions even, because we are very passionate, are we not, Aries? I have Aries Sun and Venus, so I can definitely be fiery at times, and it takes a little bit of experience to temper that. So I'm ready to celebrate. I'm ready. I've done a lot of work recognizing a lot of karmic patterns within my own life, and I feel if you're watching this, Aries, you've been doing that work too. So congratulations. It's not easy. It's not easy for anyone, I'm sure, but speaking from experience being an Aries, I feel like it's even harder for us as fire signs because we are so passionate. It's difficult to stop and think, it's easy to react, and this is why I feel this way. Well, it's a lot more difficult to actually stop and think about, why do I actually feel this way? What is it that is so triggering to me about this person saying this to me, or about how they acted toward me, or however they made me feel? And recognizing that I am in control of that. It's not they made me feel this way, because I grew up thinking that way, and most of us did. But it's me feeling that, well, I feel inadequate because they said that, or I feel like I'm not good enough, or they don't see that I am, I am so awesome that, and not in an egotistical way, because I was also brought up to be humble, and that, she who is first shall be last, and she who is last shall be first. In the end, we won't get into all that part of Christianity, but still, that still lives within me. I don't believe in being egotistical, and I want to help other people, and that's part of why I'm doing this. Maybe that's part of helping myself dig out of the karmic trenches and helping other people see and accept maybe what these cards mean to them. It's helped me to see and accept that within myself. But you're doing the work. Again, I'm so sorry for rambling on, Aries. This has been a longer reading already, and it's, of course, I relate to it. As I said, I have a lot of Aries placement in my chart, and this is just beautiful that we are climbing out of the ruins. We have new ideas and inspiration. It's just beautiful to me. This entire reading, we're doing the work, transforming, coming in from out of the cold, coming into our own, having the power of psychic perception as well, and recognizing those karmic patterns so that we can step out of that into celebration and victory over those karmic patterns that have held us captive and entrenched for so long. And these two cards just, you're the one that's capable. You're the only one that has the power to climb out of whatever it is, Aries, and you do. If anybody has the power, you do. Even if it takes you, excuse my French, I don't usually curse in this hidden cursing, but even if it takes you just getting pissed off and picking up that sword and this doesn't necessarily mean cutting things out of your life, but that's what the swords always mean to me, is clarity. Cutting things out that no longer serve you, to a degree. It's that thought that you're the only one who can escape the prison of your, even if it's of your mind, and especially of your mind, Aries. You can do many, many things by escaping and the prison of your mind and gaining control over those emotions. And that's not easy sometimes, as I said, because we are so passionate. I'm going to pull a card for you now from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And you should feel so proud of yourself for doing the work, Aries. For doing the work and working so hard to get back to that authentic you, to work on those karmic patterns, recognize those triggers. It's not easy. It's not easy to clear the way and go through those tower moments sometimes, even though, that is what's necessary for change and for bringing clarity. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's so much better on the other side, isn't it? It's so much better on the other side. What's the message from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, please, for Aries at this time? This has just been an awesome reading for you, Aries. I'm excited about it for us. Dances on one foot, balancing act. I've certainly felt this way for a while. Like your whole life is a balancing act. Basically like, the Two of Pentacles, but this is about finding joy in doing that and actually dancing while you're balancing all those balls that you might have in the air. Dances on one foot, balancing act, resourcefulness, saying yes to life. When dances on one foot shows up, you are called to find a new balance. Just as a dancer moves gracefully into each pose, no matter how precariously balanced a step might seem, you must bring equanimity to the situation before you, no matter how thorny or difficult a relationship seems. If you are putting too much effort into managing your life, work, relationship, family, and digital media, you're missing the point. You have to be dancing while juggling your entire life, knowing that at any one time, half of it is going to be up in the air. It's not that you are doing too much and find it impossible to catch up. Rather, it's that you are confusing readiness with preparation. You will never, ever be fully prepared for all the challenges in life. But you can be ready to say yes to a new invitation the universe offers you. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything not infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You will be surprised by how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. I'm going to read that again, Aries. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything not infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You will be surprised by how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you and not be seduced by the belief, if I only had more. Life has provided you with everything you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your mission. When it feels like you're losing your balance, do not contract, holding your arms close to your chest, for you will fall. Instead, reach out and extend them fully, saying yes to Spirit's steadying hand. Saying yes to Spirit's steadying hand. So that to me means basically to live in the moment, Aries. These are beautiful messages for you. Forgive me. I was a little choked up there for a moment because you can say yes to Spirit every moment and bring the sacred into your life more and more, moment to moment. And that certainly changes your life for the better, obviously, when you can bring the sacred into your life moment by moment. I pulled a couple of cards for myself before I did these readings, as I always do, because it just helps me get into the flow. And this is the Universe Has Your Back deck. And I felt compelled to share these cards with all of the signs collectively because I just felt these messages were important for everyone to hear. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. And even if that is just something as simple as, today is going to be a great day. And when you wake up in the morning, let your first thought be, thank you, universe, that today is going to be a great day. And keep repeating that to yourself throughout the day. And when you get to the end of the day, Aries, if you have put that energy into the universe, no matter what has happened, you will feel that at the end of the day, that even if things went wrong, as they always do, people say things, they're not on the same frequency as you. You can get to the end of your day and say, you know what, it was a great day. If for no other reason than I made it through this day, I'm healthy, my kids are healthy, I have clean water to drink and fresh air to breathe, and thankfully, I've got money to put gas in my car, and there's always something to be thankful for. Even if it's just the ability to have control over your mind, Aries. To have your sanity, is a blessing. This is the Wild Offering Oracle deck. And again, I pulled this card for myself, and I felt compelled to share this with the collective. Striving. Eventually, the individual ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. And that's all we can really do, isn't it, Aries? You can be as obstinate as you like and a barrier to things. Of course, we're the ram and we like to bash our way through things, but sometimes the best thing that we can do is to let go and let that energy flow around us, even as water is, such a powerful force of nature. It can erode rock a drip at a time over centuries. And it's a very powerful force, but it flows, effortlessly. And try to focus on that. For some of you, when you're meditating, try to focus on water and flowing water in your meditation and yourself, your energy flowing in that way. I'm going to pull a chakra wisdom card for you. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, Aries. You have done some beautiful work. You are still working, and do your best to recognize those times when you need rest, when you need to go with the flow. And I have no doubt in you. I have so much faith in you and so much love for you that it's a beautiful thing to come out in the sunshine after that dark night of the soul. So enjoy that, Aries. I'm going to take this card since it popped out while I was chattering on again. Thank you really for hanging out with me, coming to see this reading, taking your time. This card just lights up with your energy, our energy, so much, Aries. First chakra, base chakra, responsibility. I plant myself on solid ground by consistently taking responsibility and having personal accountability for all that I do. I allow others to depend on me being responsible. My actions speak louder than my words. I rise above excesses and overindulgences as I forgive myself for my past indiscretions. I know I could not have acted in a more evolved way than I was able to at the time. This just says to me that those of us who have gone through a dark night of a soul and are out of it, coming out of it, give yourself grace, Aries. You didn't know what you didn't know before, and you can't blame yourself for what you didn't know before. But now that you do know, give gratitude, be thankful for everything that you have in your life. That is so important. We all have responsibilities that we have to live up to, of course. But give yourself that grace. Because, you couldn't have acted in a way that was more evolved than you were able to at that time, but now you can. Now you have evolved. Now you have risen above that karmic trench. You've done the work, and it's time to celebrate, Aries. It's time to celebrate you and life and living in the moment. So absolutely enjoy this time. I hope that this reading has resonated with you. Thank you so much again for joining me, Aries. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. And come back and see me again next time. Love and light.